Good morning, everyone. This is Kathy Hart from Art from the Heart and the Midwife's Nursery. And the reason I use that name, the Midwife's Nursery, is because I am a nurse midwife. I'm actually semi-retired and teach now, and have my art and garden store on the side on Etsy. And so we're going to talk today about pencil cactus or euphorbia. And these guys, this one is big. This is a cutting. And I'm going to talk to you about the various stages of handling the cuttings and what you would do with them. This cutting is really fresh, and I'm going to bring it up close to the camera so that you can see the white milky substance at the tip. And these really drip when you first cut them. You need to be cautious about getting that on your clothes or in your eyes or on your skin, so it's best to wear gloves when you're dealing with one that's dripping. This one will go in soil today, and if you receive one that's a fresh cutting, of course it will be dried a couple of days in the mail. You want to let them dry out a little bit if they're not all the way dry when you get them, which they probably will be by the time they're mailed. And then you'll want to, once they're dry, just put them in a soil. And I actually use organ media some too, or just straight soil, either one. And just keep that, kind of let it dry out and then keep it damp in between. And it does take several weeks for these to form roots. They're not quick root formers. Next, I want to show you this cutting that has rooted for a few months. And I'm going to hold those roots up there. You can see what they look like. This one's been in rooting media for several weeks. And again, these guys go into hibernation in the winter in their natural environment, and so they don't need much water in the winter, and they also don't do a lot of growing in the winter. So because it's been over the winter, there's been a rooting media, I think is a little slow. I would expect these with bright sunlight and more warmth to root more quickly. But that's what the roots look like. If you get one that's partially rooted from me, I will wrap those, and just be cautious when you're unwrapping them because they do break kind of easily. And lastly, I wanted to show you one of these that I rooted last fall. That's a smaller cutting, and the smaller cuttings tend to root a little faster because they're greener, they're not as woody. And this one I can tell is rooted because I can't pull it up, number one. And the biggest reason is it's got all this new growth that's sprung up on it. You can see the fresh green growth right here. And so that's what they're going to look like from the top. When you know that they're fully rooted, you will get this new growth, and the new growth has leaves on it. So that's, and again, just keeping the soil barely damp and then letting it dry out in between. So that's it today for Euphorbia cactus. If you have questions and you get a cutting from me at Art to the Heart on Etsy, please feel free to reach out with any questions or concerns you have about your Euphorbia cutting. And happy growing. I'm going to show you my pencil cactus in the end cut that is has grown to be about 6 feet tall, and actually is where I got a lot of these cuttings. It was taller last year. So happy growing. From Art from the Heart and the Midwife's Nursery.